Hello and welcome to this week's webinar. My name is Nathan and I'll be your host for today. So before I begin, I'm just going to read through a brief disclaimer. Please feel free to read along as well. Beyond Trader LLC is strictly a research publishing firm. Information we publish is based on our opinions plus our quantitative models, statistical and financial data and independent research. This service is not registered with any financial regulatory agency such as the SEC or any other organization or governmental body. By using our platform or our services, you acknowledge that we do not provide personalized recommendations or advice. Alternative asset classes are volatile investments and carry significant risk. Please do your own research before making any financial decisions. Okay, so getting straight to it, and let's have a look at what our indicators are currently doing after the crypto market failed to take off this week and obviously slipped lower. I think having a look at the overview for Bitcoin is a good place to start. So our flagship indicators, Beyond Atlas and Vanguard, are currently extremely bearish. I'm just going to give you a recap of what's been going on with them. So Beyond Atlas, I'm going to go into more detail in a moment, but it has been moving higher, indicating that bearish momentum has been increasing. However, there may be a silver lining there, which I'll speak about in a moment. Also, Beyond Vanguard has been super bearish this week, obviously, as the price got heavily rejected from around the 116 level. And as it looks at the moment, our Vanguard 2.0 model is showing that the weekly time frame is going to be closing inside the red, and that would be only the fourth red close this week. It doesn't mean that there's going to be continuous red candles, but it definitely means that there's selling pressure on in the market. Another one of our flagship indicators, Beyond Challenger, is currently showing that there's not much light at the tunnel at the moment. In this type of bearish market, we really need a daily type buy signal to emerge, and we're still quite a few days away from a buy signal. So the overall indication here is that the market could slip for a few days before we see some meaningful move higher in the market. I think a good place to kind of really encapsulate what's going on in the market is Beyond Atlas, and Beyond Atlas has moved into the red zone. We've been seeing these strong daily points increases, sometimes 20 to 25 points. And, as we move into this area, there's a couple of implications here for Bitcoin. Historically, when we move into the deep red zone, it means that Bitcoin is moving towards oversold territory. And that's really good, because if we have a look at typically oversold territory, in the last couple of bull and bear markets, we can see that when we move into this kind of strong red zone, typically we're very close to a major bottom in the market. And I guess the exciting part is that Bitcoin is trading around 107,000 at the time of recording this video. So the fact that we're in the red zone and we're this high, it kind of suggests that we're not actually reaching a top yet, although I do appreciate there's lots of skepticism out there. So what do we want to see next week? We'd like to see, obviously, the red zone deep inside the heavy red zone there, and then some curvature lower, and that would indicate that a meaningful price bottom has actually formed for Bitcoin. So I think keep your eyes on that if you are monitoring Beyond Atlas alongside us. I also thought it'll be quite interesting to have a look at Ethereum this week, because it's obviously a cryptocurrency that is on everyone's mind, and it's actually been pretty bullish for the last few months. However, we've seen this strong move higher, and I think at the moment we haven't reached the kind of sold region that Bitcoin has. However, it has been moving up strongly, and I think if we have a look at the history of Ethereum in regard to Atlas, we don't get that far inside the heavy red zone. We typically just move into the lighter red zones, and that has normally marked a meaningful price bottom in terms of Ethereum. So we're nearly there, but we're not quite there at the moment in terms of a sell-off. And I think a good place to end will be our long-short ratio, because it's kind of giving me some hope as well. We can see that retail traders have got absolutely crushed as they've tried to long the market from the 116 level and beyond. But obviously, they've kind of took a major hit on Friday as the price crashed. But we are starting to see that they're turning towards sellers. They're not net sellers, but we can see that they're turning more bearish towards Bitcoin, and that might be the start of something. So we do factor this indicator into our analysis slightly. So the fact that Beyond Atlas is starting to move inside of the heavy red zone or getting close to it. And we can see the emergence there of traders starting to turn more bearish. It might be signaling that we're reaching some type of price bottom. I think, as always, we'll watch Challenger for any daily buy signals or even higher time frames like 12 or 8, which could signal a reversal. But so far, I think the main theme is there's no need to panic. Bitcoin is trading around 107, and we're entering the red zone, so there's a strong chance that the bull market is not over yet. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me this week, and I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday.